So, E3 has finally kicked off for the year 2017. And yesterday we had Microsoft and Bethesda do their shows and make their big presentations and make their big pitches. And I had some initial thoughts that I wanted to go over with these two shows that I watched today. Picky Old Gamer and I will have a full breakdown this coming Sunday on Game Ramblin', where we're going to go over all our thoughts on all these press conferences and all the news that's been breaking all week. But I didn't want to wait because there's some thoughts that I have that I really want to get out there and share with you guys. And I actually want to get your take on it too. Okay, so I'm going to start with Microsoft. Now, the big draw for Microsoft was obviously the Scorpio, which turns out to be called the Xbox One X. So we have the Xbox One, just the regular one, and the Xbox One S, and now the Xbox One X. And we got a price, and that price is $500. $499, $500. And the Xbox One S is going to be $249, at least for a while. We'll see. I don't know how this, how this goes. So $249, which is half the price of the Xbox One X. And every game is compatible with both systems. With Xbox One X, you basically are getting 4K upgrades to a lot of games. Not all games are getting a 4K upgrade, but a lot of games are getting an upgrade. And then the new games that come out will have enhancements for Xbox One X and stuff like that. But every game's going to work on Xbox One S. They're also going to be adding improvements for Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, and they're going to be adding at least one game. We'll see how many more games get announced, but at least one of the original Xbox games, which is Crimson Skies, is going to be supported. And I'm not sure if it's a download version or if they're going to let you play the disc. I don't know how that's going to work. We'll see. Crimson Skies was already backwards compatible with the 360. I actually have it on 360. But now they're going to add that to the Xbox One. So I'm kind of thinking maybe the backwards compatibility for Xbox, the original Xbox, is basically going to be what the Xbox games that worked on the Xbox 360. So I think they're just going to carry forward that, maybe enhance it a little bit, but I don't know. We don't know what games are going to be supported and what games are not. We'll find out in the near future, maybe. I don't know. Do you care about this? I don't know that I care about this. Sorry, I got bells and whistles going off. Lots of news breaking today. Do you care about playing Crimson Skies? Do you care about playing original Xbox games? I mean, sheesh. Even finding original Xbox games is starting to be a little problematic. You can go to eBay, I guess, and do that. But again, I don't know if the discs are going to work. I guess we'll find out. I'm assuming they will. We'll see. So, I'm not going to go into all my thoughts about the Microsoft press conference, but I would like to say that I have a couple of criticisms that I want to discuss, and I have a couple of things that I want to give them, praise for. Microsoft, I think, first of all, let's talk about the good news first, okay? So I think they conducted a very professional conference. I think it was hyped very well. I think that the Xbox One X looks fantastic. It's actually even smaller than the Xbox One S, which I think is good, and it actually looks really cool. It actually would look really cool next to my PS4 Pro. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get one because it's $500. But anyway, so I think it looks good. I think it's got a lot of good power in it, a lot of good tech in it. And for the tech that you're getting, I think $500 is a good price for the tech. If the circumstances were different, I would say that $500 is a fair price. But anyway, I don't really think that. But I have to give them credit. It's a good piece of hardware. I think it's a decent price. And so as far as the games that they showed quite a few games, some of which I thought looked really, really good. But I have some criticisms about those games, and I'm going to get into that now. Okay, so here's my issues with the Xbox conference. First of all, they really went out of their way to try to give you the impression, watching their conference, that there was a ton of Xbox One and Xbox One X exclusives. But the fact is, there's really not. Because almost all of these games are not exclusive to the Xbox One at all. And some of them are they're not even exclusive to Microsoft. Okay, so Anthem, the big game that they showed off from EA at the end, it looks really cool. I think a lot of people are excited about it. I think it looks pretty good actually. I was actually impressed with it. I was impressed with it yesterday when I saw the Battlefield press conference where they showed off, or Battlefront, the Star Wars Battlefront thing, where EA showed off what I think is a really improved Battlefront game. So I'm excited to actually get that game. And they showed off a little bit of Anthem then, and then they showed a whole bunch of it today, and I thought it looked good. But it is in no way an Xbox exclusive. It's actually on PS4, Xbox, and PC. And Metro, the new Metro game, they really gave you the impression this was an Xbox exclusive, but it's not. It's on everything. It's on PS4 and PC. And then there's Forza 7, which is also on Windows 10. So I don't have any. I can get Forza 7 on my computer, and it's going to run better. I probably get it there. I don't see why I would get an Xbox for that. State of Decay 2, which has, it's also on Windows 10. Cuphead, the the much hyped Cuphead, is Windows 10 and Xbox, so that's not exclusive. Sea of Thieves, which is delayed until next year, I guess, and actually was boring as hell to watch. I actually almost fell asleep watching this demonstration for Sea of Thieves. It seriously was boring. I don't know why everyone is so excited about Sea of Thieves. I went into this conference trying to give Microsoft an opportunity to show me something. I'm not, I think I've been pretty clear that I'm not anti Xbox. I actually was kind of hoping something would be really cool here. But Sea of Thieves was not it. And even if it was, it's not Xbox exclusive. It's on PC also. They started off with these little clips of what looked like games, but they weren't games. There was a Master Chief, and I was like, oh, we're going to see some Halo? Nope, no Halo. Okay, something with Gears of War? Nope, no Gears of War. I'm like, okay. They spent a long time talking about Porsche, I understand they got to pay the bills. They're in a desperate position. Things haven't gone well for the Xbox, so I get why you're doing the Porsche thing. And it's kind of cool to look at the car, but you guys made it like, this is a world premiere event. Never before in the history of time has a car been shown at a video game event. So, yeah, it was frustrating. The Microsoft event was frustrating. And so it's coming out November the 7th, right? Which is actually after a lot of these games are released. And most of these are third party or multi-platform. So they're going to be out there already. People are going to be buying them already. I don't know, whatever. So this, like I said, it comes out November 7th. It's going to cost $500, which is the same cost as 2 Xbox One S's, which do almost everything that the Xbox One X will do, except apparently 4K or some enhancements. So, you get all the backwards compatibility options. You get 4K Blu-ray support. You get HDR. You get the online gaming, you get all the features except for those few little things, and it's twice the cost to get Xbox One X. It uses the same controller. I mean, to me, look, I get it. If you're like a super fan and you just have to buy everything and you have to have the best, then cool. But honestly, I don't even see a reason that I want an Xbox One S, because like I said, the games that I thought looked cool, State of Decay, Forza 7, Anthem, those are multiplayer. So I don't need this system. I can get those really cool games on my PC. So yeah. So the Microsoft thing was a disappointment to me. But it was more than a disappointment, because it really did feel like, I talked about this on the Post Game Report podcast. So check out the Post Game Report podcast. It's available on iTunes and on YouTube. And I talked with those guys about this. And I really do feel like they were deceptive. I really do feel like Microsoft, and people make the excuse, well, Sony does the same thing. Sony tries to act like a game's exclusive when it's not. I'm like, look, I don't give a shit. I'm not talking about Sony. I'm not talking about anybody else. If you're in a classroom and you're a teacher and there's one kid that you catch doing something, like you catch cheating on a paper, and he says, well, Tommy's cheating too, that doesn't mean that it was okay for you to do that, okay? I don't give a shit what anybody else did. What I'm talking about is what Microsoft did. And what they did was present something that I felt was pretty deceptive. They tried to make it seem like they had all these exclusives and this was all about Xbox, and these titles were Xbox titles. And none of them were. None of them. Even Crackdown 3 is multiplat. It's on Windows. And it'll be better on Windows. One good thing came out of the Microsoft conference. The information about Minecraft. They're going to let you play Minecraft cross-platform. And they're going to do a really cool update for Minecraft to make the graphics look really nice. And I'm excited about that, because I have Minecraft for everything, basically. But I'll probably check that out on Windows 10. Once again, still no reason to get an Xbox. So I don't know what they're doing here. This is like, are you guys like aware that you've not given anyone a real reason to get an Xbox One S or regular or X? I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. So I really am frustrated with Microsoft. I really feel like they've let down gamers. I feel like this is very disappointing. Okay, now the Bethesda event was interesting. It was done very differently. They started out live on the stage introducing things, and then they went to sort of a Nintendo Direct style where they had a whole bunch of videos and they showed you all kinds of different games. And some of that stuff seemed interesting. I think Quake Champion Edition or whatever it's called will be interesting. I don't know that it's for me. I'm not really one of those kind of competitive players, and I don't like a mouse and keyboard anyway. So that's really not something I'm looking at. I find it interesting, but it's not something that I would be doing. The VR stuff, that's cool. Fallout VR and the Doom VR, that's cool, but I don't have VR, and I'm not going to get VR, so nah, whatever. The tablet stuff they showed, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Most of the conference was okay. It was like, all right, I get you. Okay, I see. All right, okay, that's cool. Until they showed Wolfenstein. And Wolfenstein was really amazing. I was very impressed with Wolfenstein. Actually thought that it looked fantastic. Like, the graphics are just amazing. The action was really inventive and really nonstop. And what I really like the cutscenes, and I really like the way the story is being told in this, like, like alternate reality where the Nazis have taken over and you're fighting the Nazis and everything. Not everyone thought so. There's actually some people who said that they didn't like the idea that you're fighting the Nazis yet again, which since the Apple II, that's what Wolfenstein is actually about. That's the entire fucking premise of Wolfenstein. You fighting Nazis. That's what the fucking game is. Otherwise, it's not fucking Wolfenstein and it would just be something else. But whatever. So, yeah, I think Wolfenstein looks amazing. And I can't wait to play it. And it comes out this year, and I'm very happy about that. Also, they announced. Well, they didn't announce. They showed you Skyrim for the Switch. They showed a little bit of it. I'm sure we'll see more from Nintendo when they do their event. But pretty cool. You could use the Joy-Cons to do bow and arrows and stuff. And they have like Link, like skins and stuff where you can look sort of like Link or whatever, and have the Master Sword and all that. Kind of cool. So I don't know. Maybe people will get into that. I don't know. But yeah, been an interesting day of E3. Looking forward to tomorrow. We get to see some really cool stuff. More from Ubisoft. We did see Assassin's Creed, and it is Egypt, and that was at the Microsoft conference, and that actually looked pretty cool, I think. We'll probably see a lot more of that tomorrow. And then, of course, Sony. And we'll find out if they're going to drop prices on anything, and we'll get to see these games that Sony's got planned. So that's just my initial thoughts as we're starting E3 here, going into the next phase. And like I said, more analysis will be coming on Game Rambling with Picky Old Gamer. He's got a lot of thoughts too. So yeah, check out his videos that he's going to be putting out, because he's already put out some. Go to his channel and check out his stuff. And please let us know what you think, and if you think we're crazy or if you disagree with us. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm Cyrus, and this is Epically Geeky Gaming.